Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and happy Sunday. This is Rick with Hit Run Candlesticks. It's Sunday afternoon, October 15th, 2023, and putting a few stocks together, a few charts together for next week. And I've got 10 charts I would like to look at with you, some longs and shorts. First, let's take a look at the SPY and the Qs, and then we'll jump right into those. So the SPY here, we had a nasty little pullback for the last couple of days after a wonderful little relief rally up. The big question, I guess, going into this week and earnings, don't forget earnings, we're getting into those earnings, is will earnings be able to solve this little two-bar pullback we have and bring us back up, or at least hold us, say, above this 430 area, that red line. If we fall below that red line, orange, whatever color that is, I would suspect we're going to hit this trend line. And then, of course, if we fail that trend line and fail the 500 period moving average here, that's the black line, and the red line is the 200. If we fail that, then we're probably going to see some more downside, okay? We do have a nice little bottom here. We do have a very nice little rally. We don't have a low, high, higher, low, higher, high. However, we do have a low, high, and we did end up Friday with a higher low. So I think there needs to be more information given to us in the market here. I can clearly see that there's a downtrend here. I also see the possibility of support in here. So we could just kind of do nothing for a bit, chop. That could happen. Here's Q's. Q's big nasty candle Friday, giving us an evening star. We're still kind of in that wedge, the way I've drawn the wedge. Yeah, still kind of in there. I'm going to look at the weekly here. Let's go back daily. So we hit this downtrend line and just killed, we hit it actually 3 days and we held up pretty good. And then Friday we collapsed down here. So the question is this going to be support or is it going to fail? And we do have a low, we do have a high, we do have a higher low, and we do have a higher high, and we do have a higher low. So I know there's a thirst to be short. I get that. And we yet may be short. But right now, the charts is not screaming short necessarily for the Qs or the SPY. Now, I've got some shorts on, left them on for the weekend. I think there's long charts and short charts to be had out there. Just, follow your trend is what we want to do. And that's something I'm going to follow real closely going into next week. All right, let's take a look at some charts. I believe it's 5 longs and 5 shorts, if you want to hang with me. I do want to remind everybody that if you're interested, on the 19th this month, Doug at Right Way Options still has space available for his 3-8 trap class. I believe all the charts we're going to look at today are in the 3-8 trap neighborhood and potentially could be a 3-8 trap, both long and short, over the next few days. So if you're interested in learning more about that, check below down into the chat area of YouTube here, and I will post that link for you so you can get into that class. And if you can't make the class, don't worry, it will be recorded 100%, and you will be sent that recording, okay? Plus all material, everything goes with it. All right, let's talk about LXRX. So LXRX, we put in a tiny little base, nothing to write home about necessarily, but a good little, price action here where we hit a low, went up for a high, a lower low, went up for a high, and a higher low. So what we have here, something that might look like that right there. There you go. And actually, that's what makes a nice little bottom. So here we've kind of up, back, and then boom, we broke out the trend indicator. That's the green dot right here. So I'm going to be looking at this one next week, put it on my watch list for a possible buy for it to trigger for an entry. the entry may trigger somewhere around 120. This is a little cheapy for those that want the little cheapies, but hey, we've had fun with a couple of these this past couple of weeks. So we'll look for this to get triggered in and then targets up toward the upside here. Put a little money on the table. I see maybe a 15-20% move, fairly easy. If the bulls can get going on this. I'm going to do all 5 longs and then all 5 shorts, okay? So here's HL. This is a $4 stock, nothing, not a biggie. And here's our little bottom that we have here. We've got a gap down, nice little bottom. This actually is a cradle bottom, and a cradle bottom is when you have a down move like this, and then you have a, let's see, we'll make this green. And here's the mattress that goes in the cradle, and then here is the headboard of the cradle, or you can, footboard, headboard, doesn't matter. Basically, it's a candle, sideways candle is what you're looking at. So that's a nice little chart pattern. And here we've rallied up, pulled back for a higher low, and then we broke out Friday, stopping right at the 50-period moving average. So I can see where this here could get us triggered in. We start to break out that 50-period moving average. That could trigger us in over here at hit run candlesticks. Let's take a look at OGN. Out of all the charts, I think this is my favorite chart. Maybe one more is my favorite. We'll take a look at it. OGN, that chart looks absolutely gorgeous to me. So here's a nice little bottom. Again, we've got this cradle pattern going on. There's your cradle pattern right there. You see how we've made this low, high, higher low, and then we have this, it's not quite a bullish engulf. Yeah, not quite. Close enough. Nice little move here. And now let's throw a line right up there. I can see being triggered on that at about 1730. Target to the upside in the neighborhood of 10-15% maybe is what I think I would look for the the initial swing, for swing planning. Relay, RELY, is setting up. Here's one nice bullish trend. Check out that 50-period moving average running up here. Look how we went from this high to a low to a higher high to a higher low, and then broke out. Well, that gave us that bullish W pattern in there. And now up, boom, we've got a little flag. You've got a bullish candle. I'm thinking that I might want to put a line probably about 26.35 or so. I'm actually going to go a touch higher. There we go. 26.50 might be a trigger into that trade, and then we'll look for that upside profit taking on up. I'll also keep members posted about these if we buy them, if any adjustments, or if we sell them. Members, as always, you're alerted through the app, okay? Here's that one that may be my favorite. Yeah, boy, a CAG, CAG, or OGN. CAG or OCGN. This CAG looks awfully good. CAG. Here's an inverted hammer, a hammer with follow through, and now just a little pullback holding that big bullish candle here. And then we popped up Friday, turning the trend indicator green above the T line. It's a nice chart. So one of my first targets to the upside is going to be about, I would like to get it to the 50 here, but man, we're going to have to respect these candles over here. So between 28, 29, maybe for that first target, and then we'll worry about the second and third target if we start to move up. Alrighty, let's take a look at the bearish side. Here's ARCC. Pretty nice top in here. You can see that top, boom. 500 period moving average. We've rolled to the downside. So here we are here. We roll to the downside. We rally up to make a failed high, a big bearish engulf with follow through. This starts to break down pretty much between below $19, which it did Friday. So below $19, that could trigger us into a trade. Watch that 200 period moving average right here. Here's another one. LB. Nice double top. Boom. Big move down. Here we hit the 200, bounce up, hit it again, bounce up, and fail it. Rally up, trying to get those bulls charged up again. We ended up with a bearish engulf on Thursday, just a doji on Friday. Pretty much anything below 93.90 there will trigger a possible trigger into a short trade. How about Bumble? So Bumble's been on a nice downtrend, and here it popped up, back down, popped up, and now we're back down. As long as Bumble can stay below 14.25, I'm going to look at that as a short. So it's already triggered in the trade. Ideally, for me, would be that we actually lift up. Those that have already triggered, ideally, if it would lift up just a little bit Monday, boom, and give us an entry into that 3/8 trap area, something like that, that would be pretty sweet. BX, here's BX. Okay, you know, this might be setting up for a short, but we also might want to talk about the possibility of a long here. This black line is the 500 period moving average. So we bounce, we rally up, we hit it, we kind of bounced right off of it Friday. I think what I'm going to look at here, if it did move above 107.50, that would be a long. I'm not even going to put this line up there. There you go. Below, as long as it stays below 105.85, 105.90, I'll look at that as a possible short trade. Entry-wise, a bearish 3/8 trap. Nice little inside day would give us a bearish 3/8 trap here. Last chart I have is SQ. So SQ has just been bumping that T-line all the way down. Bump, 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 bump. Rallied up and could not hold. We have that evening star, a gap down. We're below the T-line. 3/8 trap set up. Watch for that to move shorter. If it started to move above 43.50, depending on what the candlestick and the market look like, that I might not want to be in that. Otherwise, a typical stop might be using the trend indicator here, about $45.60. Again, everybody, remember there's still space available on October 19th. That's for the 3/8 trap that Doug Campbell with Right Way Options will be presenting. Check the link below. We'll see everyone later. Have a great rest of your weekend, and we will see you tomorrow morning.